You know how it is you're trying to get your important work done, but it feels like you're constantly um, bogged down by all the admin stuff.
Yeah, the things that just seem to eat up your day.
Exactly. Those repetitive tasks, that don't really move the needle, but still somehow demand all your attention.
It's a pretty universal challenge, I think, that tension between, well, focusing on your core job and managing all the necessary background stuff.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at how one specific AI tool, ChatGPT, is actually being used right now by, like, top-performing real estate agents.
Yeah, to take a huge load off their plates, basically.
And the key thing is, the insights we're sharing today aren't just theory.
No, not at all. What we're looking at is based on, real-world examples, stuff coming directly from inside the real estate industry, showing exactly how they're applying this tech.
So our goal, our mission for this deep dive, is really to pull out the most valuable bits from what they're doing and show how this kind of AI tool can seriously boost your efficiency and, importantly, get you back a ton of time.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what fields you're in.
Right. We're talking about the potential to maybe offload, like 70% of those routine admin tasks?
Which is massive. When you actually break it down, the examples we're seeing show people saving anywhere from, say, 5 minutes to maybe even 2 hours every single day.
And that adds up fast, doesn't it?
Oh, totally. You're looking at maybe 14 hours freed up each week.
Which is, wow, 56 hours a month. Think what you could do with that time.
Exactly. Time you could put into more strategic work, the stuff that really matters.
So just think about this for a second.
Yeah.
What if you had a tool, right, that could almost instantly help you write stuff, handle routine emails, plan your social media, even follow up with contacts?
It almost sounds a bit like science fiction, doesn't it?
A little bit, yeah. But it's happening now.
Yeah, the reality is, while lots of us are still grinding away manually on this stuff, there's this group of, high achievers who are already using AI.
And they're using it to scale up what they do, gaining a real competitive edge in the process.
So what's really fascinating here is this potential shift, right, in how we approach work.
It's less about just working harder, pushing more hours.
And more about working smarter, yeah. Strategically using these tools.
Precisely. Okay, so let's dig into those daily frustrations, the things that just seem to, steal our time.
Yeah, think about your own day. What pulls you away from your main focus? For these real estate agents, and I bet a lot of people listening can relate, it's things like constantly having to create fresh content, writing.
Oh, definitely. The need to write, say, unique listing descriptions or marketing emails or blog posts, it takes up a huge chunk of time.
Our sources were saying agents might spend, 30, maybe 45 minutes just writing one listing description, trying to make it sound amazing and different from the last one.
Then there's the email flood, right?
Yeah.
The constant stream of pretty similar messages.
Where you find yourself writing basically the same reply, just tweaking a name here, a detail there, again and again.
It's just so inefficient, that repetition. I mean, sometimes you need a personal touch, obviously, but lots of initial questions or follow-ups are predictable.
And dealing with each one manually
Yeah.
just drains time you could use elsewhere.
For sure. And don't forget the pressure to be, present everywhere, all the time.
Oh, yeah. Social media, coming up with new interesting stuff for Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever.
Yeah.
It can feel like another full-time job.
Right. Keeping that presence consistent and engaging is vital. We know that. It builds connections, shows you know your stuff.
But actually brainstorming and making that content, it's demanding. It pulls you away from clients, from the core work.
And finally, something I think we can all probably admit to, missed opportunities.
Ah, yes. How often does a potential lead or maybe an important contact just kind of slip through the cracks?
Because you're juggling too much, right? Or you just don't have a solid system for following up.
Exactly. And research shows, especially in sales, you often need 5 or more touch points to actually make something happen.
But most people, they give up after maybe 1 or 2 tries just because of time or lack of a plan.
So yeah, tons of missed opportunities there. Which brings us back to the core idea. Thinking about ChatGPT not just as a fun chatbot.
Right, but as a potential 247 digital assistant, something that can handle these time-sucking tasks.
Leaving you free to concentrate on the bigger picture.
Precisely. It's about using AI strategically,
Right.
managing the routine, the repetitive stuff.
So you get back your mental energy, your time, for the things that really need you. Your unique skills, your strategic thinking.
Okay, let's get concrete. Let's look at some specific real-world uses. The first place we're seeing a big impact is content creation, writing.
Yeah, think back to those listing descriptions we mentioned. The whole challenge of making every single house sound like the dream home.
It's about getting over that blank page syndrome,
Yeah.
right? And consistently putting out high-quality stuff without reinventing the wheel every single time.
So our sources highlighted this specific technique. They called it prompt, #7, the luxury property transformer,
Yes.
which is basically just the instruction, the prompt you give to ChatGPT. Something like, write a high-end, emotionally engaging listing description for a 3-bedroom penthouse in San Francisco with bay views and modern interiors. Focus on lifestyle benefits and unique selling points.
Right, a very specific request. And the amazing thing is how fast and, frankly, how good the output can be from a well-crafted prompt like that.
Totally. It can really capture the vibe of the property, speak to the right audience.
So what did it actually generate?
Okay, here's an example output for that San Francisco penthouse prompt. Experience elevated living at its finest in this exclusive 3-bedroom penthouse perched above San Francisco's iconic skyline. Floor-to-ceiling windows frame breathtaking panoramic bay views, blurring the line between luxury interiors and nature's grandeur. The sleek, modern design features premium Italian finishes, smart home integration, and an open-concept living space perfect for both entertaining and serene evenings watching the sunset over the Golden Gate Bridge. This isn't just a home. It's a statement of arrival and a sanctuary above the city's vibrant energy.
Wow, okay, you can really see the value there. It's evocative, hits the key features, really sells the lifestyle, which is crucial for that kind of high-end property.
And boom, what could have been 30, 45 minutes of work, done in seconds.
And the quality, as the sources mentioned, is often right up there, sometimes even better than what a busy person could whip up under pressure.
Exactly. And the real power here, the sources emphasize, is how adaptable these prompts are.
Ah, right. So you take that basic structure.
Yeah, and you just tweak the keywords. Change 3-bedroom penthouse San Francisco to, I don't know, charming starter home Austin or
Yay.
investment property Miami.
And instantly you get relevant content for a totally different situation.
You can see how that applies beyond real estate, right?
Yeah.
Generating marketing copy for different products, different services.
Absolutely. Okay, moving on. Another huge time drain. Communication. Specifically, follow-up.
Right, the crucial task of following up with potential clients or contacts. We mentioned that stat earlier, how most sales need multiple follow-ups.
But most people stop after just 1 or 2 attempts, leading to, well, lost opportunities.
Yeah, inconsistent follow-up is a massive bottleneck. Keeping yourself top of mind, nurturing those leads, it takes consistent effort.
Which is tough when you're juggling everything else.
So, to tackle this, the sources talked about prompt, #14, the lead resurrection system.
Okay, sounds dramatic.
Yeah. But the idea is simply to automate and streamline that follow-up. So the example prompt was something like, write 3 friendly follow-up messages for a buyer who showed interest but hasn't replied in 2 days. Vary the approach, stay professional, create a little urgency, but don't be pushy.
That's a smart prompt. It's asking for a sequence with specific constraints, persistent but considerate, trying to re-engage them gently.
Exactly. So here are the 3 example messages it came up with. Message 1 was like, hi, name. Hope you're having a good week. Just checking in on the property address you saw. Noticed a couple similar places nearby. Just got offers. Any more questions I can answer? Happy to help.
Okay, friendly check-in, with a little bit of subtle market context, low pressure. Nice.
Message 2. Name. Just got some extra info on property that wasn't available before. Looks like maybe some flexibility on the closing date. Thought that might help your situation. Let me know if you want to chat more.
Offering new value, giving them a reason to re-engage beyond just checking in. Smart.
And message 3. Hello, name. Quick note, I'll be near your area tomorrow afternoon. Happy to swing by property again if that helps. Market's pretty active here. Things move fast. No pressure, just offering. Best.
Okay, so that one suggests an easy, convenient next step, an in-person look, while gently reinforcing the urgency. I like the variety.
Me too. And what might have taken you, say, 20 minutes to think through and write.
ChatGPT does it in, what, 20 seconds?
Pretty much. And the sources really highlighted how these AI responses can be surprisingly nuanced, almost emotionally intelligent in their tone.
Yeah, I can see that. It avoids sounding robotic or generic. You could easily adapt that for sales leads in any business, or even just keeping in touch with contacts.
Automating that kind of sophisticated communication is a huge advantage. Consistent follow-up without the manual grind.
Definitely. Okay, next up, social media. Another place where time just seems to vanish.
Tell me about it. We all know we should be posting consistently, right?
Yeah.
But actually generating fresh, engaging ideas for Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, day after day. It's exhausting.
Yeah, keeping that presence strong is vital for visibility for leads.
Oh,
But the constant demand for new content, major drain, time, creativity.
so this is where they introduced prompt #21, the 5-slide authority builder.
Okay, another prompt. What's this one for?
It's designed to quickly create strategic social media stuff. The example prompt was, write a 5-slide Instagram carousel about the ROI of fast response times in real estate. Need a hook for slide 1, 3 data points for slides 2, 4, and a strong call to action. Keep each slide under 60 words.
Ah, very specific format request. An educational carousel with a clear goal. Show why responding fast matters.
Exactly. And here's basically what it generated. Slide 1 was a hook like, the shocking 5-minute rule making top agents thousands more and costing others leads.
Okay.
Grabs attention. Slide 2. Fact #1. 78% of buyers choose the first agent who responds. Speed is your hidden superpower. Slide 3. Fact #2. Responding in 5 minutes versus 30 boosts. Conversion 391%. Every minute counts. Slide 4. Fact #3. Fast responders earn 21% more commission. Simple habit, huge payoff.
Right, quick, punchy data points. Building the case.
And slide 5. Ready for a 5-minute response system on autopilot? DM me fast response to learn how I help agents close more deals.
Strong call to action. Nice. You can see how that structure works well for social, informative, quick, visual. You could totally adapt that for sharing stats or tips in any industry.
And what's powerful is how you can tweak that prompt idea for other formats too, right?
Yeah, you could ask for real captions, story ideas, LinkedIn snippets.
It gives you a framework. You could knock out a week's worth of strategic content ideas in minutes instead of hours staring at a blank screen.
And it's not just random posting. It's strategic, educating your audience, building authority, driving leads, being intentional.
Okay, let's shift to email. Still super important for, nurturing leads, building relationships.
Oh, absolutely. Email marketing is fundamental.
Yeah.
But crafting good email sequences, ones that build trust and actually guide people somewhere, that takes serious time and thought.
Which is why the source is brought up. Prompt, #33, the nurture sequence generator.
Makes sense. What's the prompt?
The example was, write a 3-part email sequence to nurture a lead who downloaded our real estate market guide for Austin, Texas. Focus on building trust, showing expertise, and naturally moving towards a consultation call. Include subject lines and clear CTAs.
Okay, building a flow. Now, you mentioned there was a slight quirk here.
Yeah, a small thing. The prompt mentioned Austin, but the example responses we saw were actually geared towards Mumbai. Doesn't really matter for understanding this strategy, though.
Right. The location specifics change, but the structure and the purpose of each email in the sequence, that's the key takeaway. We focus on that flow.
Exactly. So let's look at the examples, remembering the body text mentioned Mumbai, but the strategy is universal. Email one subject.
Yeah.
Your Austin market guide plus a key trend you missed.
Okay. Intriguing subject. Offers immediate extra value.
Right. The body basically thanked them for the download and then shared a specific extra insight about a micro neighborhood moving faster due to some new project, something not in the main guide.
Smart. Positions the sender as knowledgeable right away.
And the call to action was just reply if you have questions. Low barrier.
Nice. What about email 2?
Subject. Unlocking hidden inventory opportunities most Austin buyers miss.
Ooh, compelling. Creates curiosity, sense of exclusivity.
Yeah. The body talked about how maybe 30% of the best properties sell off market through agent networks, and it offered to add the person to a priority list for these hidden opportunities in their specific areas of interest. The CTA was simple. Reply with priority list and your target neighborhoods.
Again, clear value proposition, easy next step for the lead, creates that insider feel. Good stuff.
And email 3, subject, name, let's create your personalized Austin property shortlist.
Okay, moving towards the direct ask now.
Exactly. The body recapped keeping an eye out for properties like theirs, suggested a brief chat instead of a generic list, and outlined what they'd cover in a quick 20-minute consultation. Call needs, neighborhoods, maybe some hidden inventory.
And the call to action.
A direct link to book a time on their calendar. Made it super easy.
Perfect. So you see the progression, value, exclusivity, direct offer. What might take, you said, 90 minutes to write from scratch?
Can now be done in moments with AI. And the result, the sources stressed, is systematic, professional, and strategically designed to actually nurture that lead.
You could totally map that sequence structure onto onboarding new clients or following up webinar attendees, whatever fits your business.
Huge time saver, potentially much more effective engagement.
Definitely. Okay, another critical skill, and often a source of, let's be honest, stress for people, handling objections.
Yeah. Those moments in a conversation where things can go sideways or, if you handle it right, move forward.
Exactly. Effectively addressing concerns, pushback. It's fundamental in any client-facing role. Requires thought, good reasoning.
Which is why prompt #42 the objection destroyer caught my eye.
Uh-huh. Another dramatic name. I like it.
It's designed to help you prep for those tricky conversations. The example prompt was, write 3 responses to, I think I'll wait for the market to cool down before buying. Include logic, emotion, and a question to move things forward. Keep each under 100 words.
Okay, I like that structure. Asking for different angles, logical, emotional, forward-looking, because different people respond to different things, right?
Precisely. So here are the 3 example responses it generated. Response 1 was the logical one, basically saying, timing the market is hard. Rates might go up while you wait for prices to dip maybe 5%, potentially costing you more monthly anyway. Ended with, what's more important, lowest price or lowest monthly payment?
Okay, focuses on the financial reality of the interplay of price and rates. Makes sense.
Response 2 was the emotional appeal, acknowledging the feeling, but reminding them that people rarely regret the memories made in a home they love. Pointing out that waiting means missing out on building equity and enjoying their space. Ended with, what would it mean to you and your family to be settled by year end?
Right. Taps into the why behind buying a home, the personal value, less about the numbers.
And response 3 was more about reframing, respecting the caution, but pointing out that historically, even people who bought at perceived peaks saw long-term appreciation. Then shifted to what life events or goals are driving your desire to move, trying to connect the purchase to their bigger picture.
Okay, so 3 distinct approaches. Logic finance, emotion lifestyle, goals long-term perspective. That's really useful.
Totally. You can pick the angle you think fits the person best, and the sources suggested you could use this approach to build your own personalized objection handbook for common things that come up in your field.
Yeah, imagine having pre-thought out, well-worded responses to common questions about your pricing or timelines or the value you provide. That builds confidence.
Big time. Being prepared for objections makes those conversations much less stressful and potentially much more successful.
Absolutely. Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Let's talk broader strategy, content planning.
Right, because just posting randomly whenever you feel like it, probably not the most effective way to build a brand or attract leads consistently.
No, definitely not. You need a plan. A cohesive strategy is key for building a strong online presence and actually engaging your audience over time. Random acts of content rarely work long-term.
Which leads us to prompt #28 the content calendar creator.
Sounds self-explanatory. Getting organized.
Yep, proactive planning. The example prompt was, give me a weekly content calendar for Instagram and LinkedIn. Focus on luxury real estate tips, client stories, and market insights. Include 3 post ideas per platform with topics, formats, and optimal posting times.
Okay, so it's asking for structure, platform consideration, content mix, even timing suggestions. Pretty comprehensive.
Exactly. And here's a sketch of what it produced. For Instagram, Monday evening, maybe a carousel on 5 hidden features selling luxury homes faster. Wednesday lunchtime, a quick 60-second home styling transformation reel. Friday evening, a client success story with nice photos.
Okay, good mix of formats and content types. Time for likely engagement fix.
And for LinkedIn. Tuesday morning, a market analysis post like Q2 Luxury Market Report, 3 surprising trends. Thursday afternoon, a case study on a successful high-value sale. Sunday evening, maybe a thought leadership piece on, say, infrastructure impact on property values.
Again, tailored for LinkedIn's audience, more analytical, business-focused content.
And the prompt output also included brief pointers on the angle or key points for each post. So it wasn't just topics, but a starting point for the content itself.
That's incredibly useful. It gives you a clear roadmap for the whole week, ensures consistency, variety, platform relevance. You could easily adapt that idea for planning a blog editorial calendar, internal comms, anything really.
And think about the time saved. Generating a whole week's worth of strategic ideas in seconds. That could easily save a couple of hours of brainstorming and planning.
Yeah, hours you could spend actually creating the content or talking to clients. It democratizes that kind of strategic planning, makes it accessible even if you don't have a dedicated marketing team.
Absolutely. Okay, one final use case. Demonstrating expertise. Specifically, local market knowledge.
Yeah. That's often a huge differentiator, right? Especially in fields like real estate, but really in many service businesses. Knowing your specific niche or area inside out.
You need to not just have that knowledge, but effectively communicate it to build trust and credibility.
Which brings us to, let me guess, another prompt.
You got it. Prompt #37, the local market authority builder.
Okay, lay on me.
The prompt example. Create a local market update for Brentwood, Los Angeles. Conversational tone. Include 3 data-backed insights, 1 prediction, and a clear call to action. Mention specifics on inventory, price trends, buyer demographics. Keep it under 400 words.
Right, focused on generating a valuable, concise piece of content that shouts, "I know this market," in an engaging way.
Exactly. And the example output it produced for Brentwood hit those points. It included like 3 specific data points, maybe inventory dropped X%, properties under Y age are holding value better, seeing more buyers from Z industry.
Okay, concrete details, not just vague statements.
Right. Then it offered a prediction, maybe a moderate price increase expected due to tight inventory. And finally, a clear call to action, like inviting homeowners thinking of selling to get a personalized analysis.
That's exactly the kind of content that works. Positions you as the go-to expert. It's helpful, data-driven, shows you on top of things, and naturally leads into conversations.
And again, something like that, a detailed, insightful local report that could take hours to research and write normally.
Now, generated almost instantly, ready to share on your blog, email list, social media, wherever, reinforcing that expert status.
The efficiency gain is massive, lets you consistently share valuable insights without getting totally bogged down.
Yeah. Okay, so wrapping this up, we've looked at, 7 really practical ways AI, specifically using smart prompts with tools like ChatGPT, can genuinely transform daily work.
And give you back a serious chunk of time.
Yeah, we saw it speeding up writing tasks,
Streamlining vital client follow-ups.
boosting social media engagement,
Automating email nurture sequences.
helping you handle objections confidently,
Making content planning strategic and fast.
and establishing you as a local market authority.
And the really crucial thing to remember, I think, is that while the tech itself is out there, available to basically everyone, it's the smart, effective implementation, really figuring out how to use it strategically for your needs that gives you the edge.
Exactly. It's not just about having the tool, it's mastering how to leverage it.
Right.
Optimizing your workflow so you can focus your energy on the high-impact stuff.
So as everyone listening kind of reflects on their own day, their own workload, those tasks that always seem to eat up time, we'd really encourage you to think, how could these AI approaches we talked about be adapted, applied to your specific challenges?
What could you actually do with those extra hours freed up each week or month? What impact would that have on your productivity, your strategic focus?
This is really a chance to look hard at your current workflows. Where could intelligent AI genuinely augment what you do, unlock new levels of efficiency?
We definitely suggest digging deeper, experiment with tools like ChatGPT, play around with prompt engineering, see what potential you can unlock.
Because it seems pretty clear, doesn't it? The future of productive work is likely going to involve this smart blend of human expertise and these rapidly evolving AI capabilities.